one, the only, the legend himself.
The big
I'm talking about the
tickets.
big ticket. Ladies and gentlemen, Kevin Garnett. What's going on with you, KG?
What's up,
South
K Hart?
Carolina's
What up,
own.
crew? What's up, y'all?
Man.
What's up
Man,
with you?
Kev, okay, first of all,
Listen,
before we
first
get
off, I
into
gotta ask y'all. Hold
the
on, hold on. Let
Boston
me ask this.
Celtics.
I gotta ask this, Kev. Let
Go
me
ahead.
get off. Let me ask this. I
Go
gotta
ahead.
ask you. How did Philly boys get
Ask
a
me,
Boston
Lord.
game? I got you, Lord. How
Well,
did Philly
I'll
boys
tell you
get a
how.
Boston game?
I'll tell you how. I'll tell you how. His name is Kevin Hart. He's the man of the people, okay? And as the man of the people, you got to know how to get in front of all people. You understand me, KG? That's the beauty of K Hart. Now, what I'm going to ask you
That's a good one.
is how have you managed to keep life together after working with Paul Pierce? Tell me, how have you managed to keep your life together and whole?
Come on, Lord.
I wanted to put a package together, KG, and you trying to tell P so many times the things that you couldn't do.
We live, P.
We live, P.
We
Chill
live,
out, P. No, okay? Look at the app. You can get these off the app. P, chill out. We live.
Hey, it's a 24-hour job, dog. You feel what I'm saying? Dealing with the truth, man. Hey, look, we need a show called Managing the Truth. You hear me? Straight up. Money. Shout to my dog Truth, man. Shout to my dog Paul Pierce. He is every day. He is everything as advertised.
You already
You hear
know.
me?
Listen, you already know I know P, I love him, but I will tell you this, KG, seeing you in that space is so dope, man, because you're so authentic, you're so who you are, and like when talking about the game of basketball, you talk about it with such a passion, especially when it comes to talking about the way these young cats play the game, and some you feel like have tapped into the level that they're supposed to, and some have achieved the success that you feel they're supposed to. Some haven't. Looking at the playoffs now, when we talk about Jason Tatum and we talk about Jalen, do you feel like now they're finally stepping up in meeting the conversation of great duos, et cetera, that some felt they weren't meeting in the earlier seasons, especially the postseasons where they dropped off a little bit?
I think they are, Kev. And out of all the young guys, they have the most experience out of anybody. They've been to finals. They've been to Eastern Conference finals. They've been in a bunch of playoff series against different teams in Miami and Milwaukee. They're the most battle-tested out of all the young boys. And I think it's their time. I think it's the Celtic time. They have an unbelievable team. They are steamrolling through the playoffs, and they're making it look easy. Indiana's giving them their best, but I think the Celtics is just too much, man. I really feel like it's the Celtics' time, man. It's the Celtics' time right now.
Now, when you say that, if it isn't, or if it doesn't happen this season, what does that mean for the front office? Does that mean we got to make real big changes, or does that mean that we stick and stay with what we have and we stay patient because we're getting closer?
I think you stay patient with this group. I think if they don't win this year, I think you look at it, and if you can add on to it to make it better, then you do. But the Celtics have a lot, man. They have easily 5 weapons with Porzingis that you have to actually put focus on. You know, Derek White and Holiday, no better two guard tandem. Obviously, I would put Kyrie and Luka probably in front of that, but no better two defensively, no better two guards this year playing side by side. The Celtics are a very, very deep team and are expected to win. So if they don't win this year, it's in the years to come. They're teed up and they're prepared, and the way their team is built, they're ready to win now.
Well, KG, look, I can't let you just say something like, look, they're prepared and this year is the year, and it should be them. You're in quite the pickle, right? I mean, like, you're talking about the Celtics, and at one point there was a conversation of Minnesota. Now, Minnesota has been getting worked, and because of that, okay, the conversation of being in the finals isn't as dominant as it once was. But even if it does go Dallas-Boston, it's not an easy walk through those two that have seemed to gel at the highest level right now. I will say that arguably the conversation of great basketball at this level is attached to Kyrie and Luka. So going into it, we're possibly looking at one of the best tandem pairings in the NFL Finals ever.
It'd be fireworks.
If I could say. Because I would say, KG, back to your time when you talk about, the Lakers, you talk about the Celtics, we weren't looking at a 2-on-2 tandem pairing of greatness back then. We looked at a big team that had a lot of weapons, and it was a team concept. We're looking at two teams that have two individuals that we say are going to be ball dominant, and if they don't show up, we don't win. So with that being said, is it an easy walk in the finals if it's Boston, Dallas? Or is it a hell of a goddamn, if we don't get it done, we lost it? Like, is it one of those where you got to take that and you got to know it lives with you, it dies with you? Because that's how I feel about this series coming up. Not to look past Indiana.
I feel like nothing's going to be easy at this point. Nothing. Whether Dallas gets there, whether the Celtics get there, it's going to be, this is the top of the top. So you expect it to be, what it's going to be. I'll say this. I don't know you still had Shaq and Cole back in my time, and you had Robinson and Duncan. So you had tandems, Drexler, Olajuwon. I can sit here and this thing of tandems, but no, I've never seen a two-headed monster like Dallas. Like, it's almost like you go, I go. You go, I go. And then when you trap me, I make such a great play that you have to go back to playing me single. And listen, shout out to Dallas. Shout out to Jason Kidd, who was probably one of the most underrated point guards in our history. He has 2 point guards that he can actually live through. And when I watched Kyrie play, I can almost see Jay Kidd's influence. Kyrie's confident. He's putting him in spots where he's isolated, where he can be unbelievable, right? And then I see Luka with the no-look lobs like Jay Kidd used to throw. I'm seeing Jay Kidd's imprint on the both of them. And I haven't seen a tandem like this that goes, you go, I go, you go, I go, I go, you go. I haven't seen that in a very long time like this.
I got a real question for you, man. We hear about Celtics pride so much, and from fans, okay, it has a meaning. But as a player, what is the true badge of Celtic pride really mean? What do you wear it with? How do you define it best?
So that's a dope-ass question and a great segue, because I want to pay homage to the great Bill Walton. Rest in peace, King. We lost a very, very, very valuable piece of not just basketball heritage, but Bill Walton, in every way, in every which way, enjoyed life. He exemplified championship. He exemplified champion status. I love the way he called the games. He called the games very, very upfront, but I just wanted to give that respects to him and his family. But getting back to Celtic pride, Celtic pride is really the way you actually. It goes so much further than just the same. Celtic pride is very similar to the term that we use that Doc brought to us and using it in Ubuntu, meaning that I have my brother's back. I am as you are, and it's really about the culmination of all of it coming together, working together. Everybody coming in here, having their own being influences, having their own strengths, coming in here and actually supporting each other tooth and nail. And it extends outside of when you're done with the game. And it's really a network, and it's really a family. And it originates from the days of Red Auerbach and him locking in with Bill Russell, and the way they came together and won a bunch of championships and culminated. This is the style. This is the way we win. This is the way we don't care about numbers. We play for each other. That's really what Celtic pride is all about. It's a real badge.
Oof. You can't ask for a better answer to that. Harry, did you have a question for the big ticket?
Yeah, we spoke about dynamic duos earlier, and I know on your podcast, you said that the Stevie franchise Coutinho Mobley duo, even though they didn't win a championship, was a very tough duo. That's how I kind of look at Luka and Kyrie. So, how do you think they are up there on the level as Kyrie and Luka?
So, when I spoke on just dynamics that I just have witnessed myself, Cat and Stevie franchise, shout to those two, man, because those Houston days were some glory days for those guys. They were probably 1A, 1B when it came to one-on-ones. Cat Mobley is probably one of the better one-on-one players in our history that people don't even don't even know. I think he's still playing one-on-one right now. If you go over
Wow.
the district, you can catch him in the morning. You feel me?
Yeah.
So him and Steve Francis was a whole two-headed monster that, with saying that, I say this with respect because we're dealing in today's 2024, and the game has obviously taken heights to new heights. And I feel like the cream of the crop or the top of the top is these two. I mean, we can argue and say Steph and Clay. We can say Jalen and Tatum is a crazy tandem, but to me, and this is just my opinion, I think these are the two best. This is the best two-headed monster we have in the NBA and throughout all basketball. I don't care what league you play in. There's no two better players than these two. And they're displaying it on the highest levels. And they're doing it with ease, and they're making it look easy. They're actually making other teammates better as they do it. So as I salute Cat and Steve Francis for what they did and who they are, and respectfully putting their mark on the game, I see Luka and Kyrie doing it on another level, totally on another level. But respects to both of them because they did their things.
I think the most important thing that you just said, KG, is that they're making the teammates better.
Wanna try to boast at what I look like. Think I'm gonna try to wear, I pull up all brains. Jimmy with the heat, I'm on fire. It's 88 over here,